everyone, welcome back to another edition of Moments with Lulu. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you're subscribed so you're getting notifications whenever I put up a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be answering the question as per my title, is nursing school right for me? Also, you might be wanting to go into the program and you're asking yourself, is this really right for me? But don't be discouraged. Asking yourself if something is right for you shows that you're aware and you're reflecting because you're interested in what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, what brings you peace, and what you can survive through, which is totally okay. Ask yourself, it's always good to, reflect on what you don't know and what you know and what you want to know. So in this video, I'm going to be using the 5 C's of relational inquiry to answer this question, because I just feel like that those 5 C's of relational inquiry really does much in answering this question based on what I think. And this 5 C's of relational inquiry, I adopted them from a textbook called How to Nurse. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. So the 5 C's I'm going to be talking about in this video are compassion, correspondence, competence, curiosity, and commitment. And just for information purposes, you don't necessarily need to possess all of these skills before going into nursing, if that's what you're thinking. No one is saying you have to get all of these right now. No, these are things that you build on. Like, these are things that grow with you as you go through the program. I mean, it's going to get hard. It's part of learning as well. It's part of putting yourself in that situation. So you just don't need to get discouraged, and you need to be ready to learn these things for you to actually learn them. So the first one is being compassionate. You should ask yourself, am I ready to be in someone's vulnerability with them? Am I ready to share in people's suffering? You want to ask yourself those questions because they'll help you analyze what you're going into. And something you need to also know is that you need to know how to show compassion to yourself, because if you don't know how to show compassion to yourself, you cannot show compassion to others. Number 2, you need to ask yourself, am I ready to be curious? Because there's this thing about nursing that requires you to, ask questions, like be inquisitive, wanting to know about situations that affect you, your patients, and people around you, your colleagues. Ask yourself that question, even in school. In the sense of being curious, you also want to ask yourself, am I ready to actually know what I do not know? Because again, you cannot know everything, which is just a normal aspect of life. I still do not know so many things. You also need to be patient with yourself too in that aspect. So it's very important that you're also being patient with yourself if you want to actually know something. Number 3, am I ready to be committed? So ask yourself, are you ready to be committed to your schoolwork? Are you ready to be committed to your clinical practice? Are you able to be committed to your academic work? Everything of that nature. Commitment is huge. You also need to be able to commit to nursing school, because you won't necessarily have time to do like some things you might want to do. You just need to be able to prioritize. Number 4, being competent. I feel like this is another huge one. So you want to ask yourself, am I ready to learn the required skills that you need for your profession? You don't necessarily need to be 100% competent. No, I am still nervous in some situations I am involved with my patient, and which I feel like that's totally okay. So just make sure that you're being patient with yourself. You don't have to be 100% competent or 100% confidence in your practice as a student, not necessarily, but just make sure that this is something you're reflecting on. Number 5 is correspondence. So you need to be able to be in sync with people, like be able to develop good relationships with your patients, with your clients, with your fellow students as well. You need to be intentional, and part of being intentional is just a part of nursing on its own. Also, with the title of this video, I'm not necessarily saying that you should question your ability. No, that's not what I'm driving at. But it's okay to ask yourself if something is the right choice for you, if something is the right fit for you, because that does not necessarily mean that it's not. Like, asking yourself that question is more like you're aware of the situation and you're reflecting on it because it's something that you're interested in. It's something that you want to get yourself involved with or involved in. So asking yourself, is nursing right for me, is not a bad question or a negative question. No, It just shows that you're interested and you really want to reflect on what you're going into, or what you decide that you want to go into, or what you're currently in. I hope this sort of answered the question, because someone cannot necessarily tell you, okay, nursing is not for you, nursing is for you. Like, it's you, it's left for you to make that decision, because you're the one who is going to be in that situation, you're the one who is going to be in that practice. So yeah, that's the end of today's video. I hope this was insightful in like helping you answer the question, and I'll see you all next week. Bye now.